All right, now we're recording.
I can't say that part of it.
We'll subtitle.
So we're recording on both of those now.
Yep.
All right, we're about to start recording.
Start like this. Get Maurya relaxed.
And running, there is a kind of similarity. You have to run mentally. I think that's the beauty of Mr. Danny.
We try to keep it going, Booker.
Right now you'd be hearing bass.
Yeah, you are listening to Real Runners of Atlanta, the podcast. I'm Darrell here with Roy Omari, who's back from Vegas, and this week's guest host, the one, the only, Maurya Lacey. And this is episode 13.0. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up?
All right, Roy, I'm going to test you. We ask you this every week. What's the first question I'm going to ask you? What'd you do this week?
I volunteered on a run event.
Today.
All right, good enough.
Right now.
That sounds very
Let's
fun.
face it.
Maurya, what'd you
Yeah.
do this week?
This week,
Yeah.
did a lot of. I'm building my base miles up, so I did a lot of running,
Uh-huh.
and I ran the Craft Classic half marathon.
Nice. Shout out to Susie, Road Runner Sports.
Shitty, yeah, the whole team. They did an amazing job. Tess helped out with a little bit of directing in that too. So it was an amazing race.
Did we
Had a lot of
talk
fun.
about that now? Because you did something special. Well, yes,
Something
special.
special.
It may be common to you, but
Yeah.
We'll
So
get to that in the word on the street section.
Yes.
There's some good word on the street there. Omari, did you do it? How was Vegas, man? Did you win any money?
I did. Won a little bit of money.
Nice.
Not a lot, because you're back.
No, right. Yeah,
And you're answering your phone.
Right. I got a limit. If I lose this amount, then I'm done. Like, I squirrel away the rest of that and then play with the rest. But yeah, Vegas was good. It was a long time. Hard work out there. With everything with the job went really well. Hit the gym. Actually ran into Mark Cuban in the gym.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Mark Cuban if you're watching.
Just in the people's gym.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the hotel gym. And he
Mark
was
Cuban
like,
watches.
right, he does.
I know. I shout out to.
He was like on some super regular stuff, just chill.
Okay.
Like, you see him on TV, you think, oh, he's a billionaire. He's probably,
In his own.
okay, I'm okay, don't talk to me. But I mean, he was just on the bike doing his thing, not trying to hide. He had a Dallas Mavericks shirt on. He got up and, I was like, how much weight did you lose? Because he lost some weight.
You put on some
You
weight,
got
huh?
check Mark Cuban?
you know he doesn't hold back.
But that's a compliment.
compliment.
That's a compliment.
Did you pat your stomach
I
when you
did.
asked him?
I did.
So one more time, how'd you do it?
I was like, how much weight you lose? And he was like, TV adds like 30 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Because he looks, I mean, he doesn't look bad on TV, but
Yeah,
he
it
looked bigger than
So do
where
race
he was
photos.
in real life. But he was cool. I mean, he chopped it up with us for a little bit,
Nice.
got over there working right side by side. I was like, okay, Mark, I see you. Shark Tank. But yeah, outside of that, just been hitting the gym and just recovering and whatnot.
Nice.
Yes.
Well,
Darrell,
glad to have you back. Yes,
What
sir.
did you do?
What did I do this? Shoot, what did I do?
Oh, okay.
Obviously I went to South Carolina for such a weird transition, but went to South Carolina for my grandmother's funeral.
Yeah.
But that actually went well. You know how funerals have that thing where like you go through the funeral, but then it kind of just turns into a family reunion.
Mhm.
So the family reunion was pretty dope. It's good seeing everybody.
Your sister came down?
My sister came. I hung out with my brother. My brother
Okay.
came. That's
Cool.
been a while.
That's big.
And yeah, it's big. So I had a great time. Running wise, building my mileage back up, trying to figure out what I want to do for New York. That's pretty much it.
Just got some fresh kicks. Go and show them the fresh kicks.
I don't feel like getting up, but I'm gonna try out
They are fresh
these Nike Streak Sixes and see what they do, because apparently people are having
Oh, those
a
show
little bit of success.
From
Yes.
Fiddipities.
Back up, right?
Well.
Oh, by the way, if
I-
y'all don't know, I think
Oh,
the
wait,
real said that we are
we're
shooting
not-
live on site from Fiddipities.
Oh, can we say that? We're not that, oh, okay. I didn't know if we could say
Yes.
that. Yes, we're Fidipides.
Well, it's too late now.
Broken.
Cool. All right. Well, that's what everyone did last week. Roy, what's the word on? And by the way, we're gonna get to the Maurya interview. By the way, if y'all have any more questions, please now send them into the website. That's realrunnersofatlanta.com. Go to the anonymous comment section, submit your questions, and we'll try to get to them if we can. We're gonna go in order of the ones received. So if you got a question, get it in now. Roy, what's the word on the street, man? Why am I here? Oh,
What is I hear?
that's the phone. Can somebody silence that?
That's
phone?
his phone.
Oh, your phone. Every week you do that,
Oh,
Roy.
my fault.
All right. What's the word on the street, man?
All right, word on the street. I want to go straight to the Craft Classic. Half marathon. Give a few shout outs to our guest host,
Thank you, thank you.
who was the first female to cross the finish line.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.
First place overall.
Nice,
Yeah.
Very nice.
Definitely unexpected, but pleasant surprise.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. I don't. You know,
She's being modest.
it was good.
Okay. Another big shout out to GK. I don't know if y'all heard, but he fractured his fibula.
Yes.
I did hear that.
I mean, he did it like on mile 10.
Wow.
And he was
Oh, it happened during the race.
during the race. He
How'd
was,
that happen?
you know where, like when we do our run at Piedmont Park and we go towards the Beltline?
Beltline, yeah.
That cut,
Mhm.
that little turn, you cross the street where it's a
Going
little
across the
turn.
road.
Yeah, he went to plant.
He felt
he,
it.
went, he went to plant to pass a dude,
Yeah.
pass someone. And he actually thought it was a cramp until he woke up the next day
Wow.
and he could not stand up on it. And yeah, when it hit him, he thought it was a cramp, so he stopped
Yeah.
and started walking a little bit because he was on track to be, I think, second in his age group. He ended up being fifth in his age group.
And still finished.
But
fifth in
yeah,
his
still
age group.
finished the last 3 miles. He finished it out.
That's amazing that
crazy.
he finished the race.
Yeah,
Right.
So
First place.
I'll give a big shout out and well wishes.
Yeah, man.
to-
He'll-
So miss my
quickly-
track buddy. We've done a couple workouts together last
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
weeks before that.
Now he's going to be out for at least 3 months. Before the run.
Fast recovery.
Yeah.
Get in the pool.
Mhm. No
On
impact.
to the BQs. I don't know all these BQs, so I'm going to let you pronounce these names.
I don't, I
Let me
actually
see.
don't have that paper.
Oh,
Give it to
Give it
me.
to me.
Yeah, I gave it
You
to you
have
because
three
you were on the street.
okay.
Shout out to, in case we miss a name, shout out to everybody who BQ'd.
Okay,
over the
so
weekend.
definitely, and I'll have to add a few to this. So we have Jatola Anderson Blair. We have, yeah, you would have struggled. We have Taiwana Roberts. Taiwana, shout out to you. Naomi, my boo, congratulations. She kept her marathon, her BQ, like a secret from most people, which is very rare. We have Latoya Benita Stevens, who's out on the Silver Comet all the time, putting in work. And we have Evelyn, sweetheart Evelyn, got it too. So that's definitely great. So yeah, those are like BQs, and then the people on my list were people registering. So there's a
Gotcha.
whole bunch more people
Yeah,
this week.
Oh, yeah?
We're gonna bring in the team from Atlanta.
that's
We
right.
got
I'm registering tomorrow.
Darrell registering tomorrow. I got my acceptance. I'm in there.
Nice.
I'm in there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Veronica is another person from Atlanta. I'm trying to think.
And that she only ran one marathon, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was talking to Evelyn. She won't be able to register until Monday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick will be registering next
Patrick,
week.
that's right.
What else? A couple people.
A lot of people.
A couple people. Yeah. So we're gonna be on the
behind
scene.
this-
We're gonna
I'm
send
gonna be
an
looking
Atlanta
through the
bus
glass.
load up.
I'm gonna be looking through the
it's
shades like
expensive.
this.
We need to figure it out. Naomi, if you need a roommate,
That-
I'll let you girl. So yeah, congrats to
I talked to
them.
Evelyn, she was telling me she had the same issue when I had with Chicago about her garment
Oh
being
yes.
off because there's a crowd of
Everybody.
people, and she was at first running with the pacer who
Uh-huh.
kept saying that she was on target. Well, actually 3 seconds ahead of target,
Uh-huh.
her
That's very
average
specific.
pace, and found out the next person that comes in to relieve him, and he was like they were behind.
Wait,
and
so the pacer didn't run the whole race?
I mean,
No,
the pacer to run the
because
whole-
this is like, I think 8 loops. This is an 8-loop course. So
Ah.
they're able to jump in
So they got fresh
on
flags.
it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a race? I've seen races where the pacers are like, I can't do it.
Well, the race that I ran at Jack and Jill, the 305 pacer,
Yeah.
was in front of me, and I never
I've
saw him the whole race.
Seen it.
So like,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I never. So who knows what he ran?
Yeah,
He must have
yeah.
ran.
He just decided to
10
run his
minutes too
own
fast or
marathon.
something, I don't know.
Yeah, she had to run off, and when she heard that she was behind, she left the pacer.
But
Yeah.
apparently
And
her
he
sprints
actually
were
called up,
amazing.
she was the only female out her group, I think the only person out, the pacer
wow.
group that qualified
Yeah.
for
Sheesh,
Boston, because she left them, and they caught up with her later on, I think around mile 24.
Yeah.
The two pacers caught up with her, but she had left the group behind because she figured she couldn't trust them at that point.
Well, I
Well,
guess
she
they
told me
had
she was
it.
going to try to negative
And she placed
split, I remember.
fifth in her age group.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I guess they had a plan. They just needed to tell people. Because if
Exactly.
they caught up with it, they had a plan
Yeah,
to
I
do
mean,
that. But.
Right.
in a way, you can't blame the Pacers because they was going by that government watch also, which was off.
Huh.
That was the bad
So as long
thing.
as they didn't have to sprint, they probably had that plan, hopefully.
You
But
think?
Yeah.
But see, I would think a pacer would not just go by only your Garmin. You would go by
The time.
the time, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what she
even
was
me, I'm not a
talking to,
pacer, and I
yeah.
still don't.
Yeah.
Like, I would check my time against. I had it written on my arm, different
Yeah.
key mile splits, like every 5 miles, what my time should be, just as like a double check.
shout out to my homie Sally, one of my idols, who paces Publix every year with no watch, on the dot.
Damn.
Okay,
By seconds.
I want
It's
to
crazy.
go into this, I want to hear about this New York Marathon lawsuit settlement. What's going on?
Oh yeah. what's up with
You know, I meant to. I feel terrible. I actually don't have all the details on that because that just came out today. But here's the skinny of it that I know. Essentially, there were like 2 or 3 guys that sued New York City Marathon because basically they were saying like they're operating a lottery. Like it's not registered as a lottery, and everyone's got to pay that $11, and whether you get in or not, you lose the money.
that? Yeah.
And so they basically said like, okay, you either have to file as a lottery type thing or whatever,
Yeah.
or you can't do that anymore. So basically, New York is going to have to pay people back. You know, they've been doing this for
$11.
2010 through 2015.
Wow.
I don't know exactly how it's going to work, if everyone's going to get all their money back, or I also read that,
What did they get out of that settlement? I mean, to me though, that's
I don't know, but you know what we're going to get out of it, or the consumer, they raised the price of the New York City
exactly. That's what I'm
Marathon
saying.
to offset
That's
it.
yeah.
So it went up to like $295 for
Yeah.
U.S. residents.
How much was it?
It went up like maybe $12 or something. Probably
So-
about the same
The
price.
cost of it
Yeah.
of each person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
Great
that.
job.
It's still a lot to pay for a marathon.
But it's New York. They keep it open all day and into the night. You have people finishing in the dark
Mhm.
with the streets open,
Yeah,
not on
they
the
do. It's
sidewalks.
it's
The
expensive.
streets of New York are open.
I know it's the biggest
Think about
major
this,
here,
they're
right?
covering 5 boroughs and shutting
5
down 2
boroughs.
bridges.
That's a lot of
I know
It's the
streets.
people
biggest
that
major,
finished
though,
The
right?
in
permits
dark.
alone
Right, people
are
like-
stupid expensive.
People wise, yeah.
I mean, Atlanta is expensive to
Yeah.
shut down Peachtree. So New York, and people can finish in the dark, like finish line up.
Nice.
Oh, wow, so they
Yeah.
keep it.
They keep it open. So.
So they have no balloon lady chasing you?
What?
I mean,
No, that's Alabama.
I'm sure at some point there is
I
some
was
kind
like,
of
what
sweep.
weird place is this?
There's some kind of sweep, I'm sure, at some point.
Sweepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny story.
Balloon lady,
Yeah,
it
we
is
should
a
have
funny
called
Another
story.
day.
People are
No,
sensitive
we'll say
about
that
that
for another
balloon. I know what you're talking about.
They can put you in the car and pick you up.
Uh-huh. All right, so we kind of we kind of covered craft, right?
Yeah, let's just
Um,
go on. I mean,
oh,
oh,
dang it! I don't even. Do you know about the WADA?
no.
Man, see, yeah.
You mean the athletes, that they.
Yeah, say something about that real
Was
quick.
it Simone? Was it Simone, Serena? Yeah, so they hacked into
Oh, yeah,
people's
yeah, I did
medical
hear about that.
records.
Yeah.
And strange,
Yeah, Simone.
seemed to be very
Gabby,
obvious
I think.
trend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it was. I thought it was. Yeah, when it was like straight black folks.
Yeah.
But then there was a couple of white folks that
There's
got
a
thrown in there
couple
too.
people, yeah, so.
Okay.
Simone
would y'all
had
explain
to-
to us that we
Okay.
didn't know about?
So, some hackers hacked into the medical information from what? From the Olympics?
From WADA,
Some from WADA and
What is WADA?
World
Athletic
Anti-Doping
Anti-Doping
Association.
Oh,
We're gonna
wow,
know that it's in.
wow.
So they got into the database and found that like some of the athletes. were
Simone was
using
on
meds.
ADHD.
Yeah, well, yeah, like
So-
ADHD medication, but see what they messed up was she actually had a TUI for that, which is.
Of course.
I don't know.
Yeah, but she's been using it since
It
she was
basically
little.
means, yeah, like if you have ADHD, then you can take the medicine for that and they excuse
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
drug.
It's
So
not a
it's like-
performance enhancing
Exactly.
drug. Yeah.
So that's all that was.
So Simone, she was
But-
using it?
No, it's just for ADHD. So it's not a performance enhancing, but she had to talk about it because it's her private medical records, which we're now talking about.
Right.
Sorry, Simone. And so.
In case you're watching.
So basically, she is. So basically, it just broke into their privacy. And,
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's how they got hacked. They got phished. You guys know what phishing is? It's like when someone sends you an email and it says something
wow.
like,
Like,
"Oh,
don't
you need to
click."
click this and log in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like somebody at WADA was
Like boop.
not intelligent enough.
Yeah.
They got an email basically saying, "Hey, you need to log in with your password here." And they logged in, and the people basically got their
Their
login
medical
information,
records.
and they used that to log in and see their system.
So they are
So with certain people, they're
crazy
checking for
people all like that.
testosterone,
Right.
they're checking for.
Mhm.
So.
So for all
Sorry,
y'all
if
listening
I
out
think
there, if you get
Serena
an email that
is
tells
real.
you to put in your password, like you probably shouldn't do that.
Serena's all woman.
Oh,
Speaking of Olympic athletes, did y'all see Dance with the Stars where they ran up on stage for Ryan Lochte?
I heard about it. But not.
These protesters ran up on stage and got like tackled by security
Oh, Lord.
for just running up. They didn't even advance them. They just stood there with like no Lochte shirts on, and they just got tackled and locked up for misdemeanors. I was
Wow.
to be
Okay.
right.
Hey, real quick, let me read this. And it's hard. I don't know if have y'all heard about the press release from National Black Marathoners Association?
I have not.
I'm gonna read a little
He
bit.
did give us an outline.
Please enlighten us, Darrell.
I will. I'm not going to read the whole press release because it's
Are
kind of
you,
long, and we're going to have probably some more information on this next episode. So y'all key in for that. But USA Track and Field announced a new partnership with the National Black Marathoners Association to support health and wellness programs across the country. The one-year commitment provides grants to assist the NBMA in developing a training program targeting African American faith-based communities, as well as contributing directly to NBMA's college scholarship program. That's pretty dope. The running programs will be tailored to meet the needs of each community, starting with Dallas, Atlanta, Indianapolis, St. Louis, and Washington, D.C. More cities will be announced later this fall. So, shout out to Tony Reed and all the
Definitely.
folks at NBMA.
Definitely.
But I also think maybe like the South, more locations that don't have such a huge presence already,
That's true.
that would be really nice.
So are you
Atlanta,
looking
we
at, like,
kind of already,
Mississippi?
Mississippi, Alabama.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta, I mean,
High obesity rates.
we're definitely probably on the better end of the spectrum health-wise
Agreed.
of the South.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's that.
Okay.
sorry, but that's still
All right,
cool.
let's move on.
Still awesome.
Well, moving on to the
Covered
reason
everything.
why you guys are here, Miss Maurya Lacey. We want to go ahead and kick off the interview. So I'm going to throw out one of my questions first.
Yes.
So where did your passion for running come from?
It came out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
I started running in 2008 in Cleveland, Ohio. Just
Is that where you're from?
It is not. It's
Okay.
absolutely not where I'm from. I was born in Maryland, spent most of my life here. Here's a cookie roll. I'm also a gracious hostess. I spent most of my life here. I pretty much born and raised, like 6 months, and I was here.
Okay.
And I went to school in Miami, and then moved to Cleveland
The
for the U, of course.
What?
Lived in Cleveland for about 4 years. So I just started. I wanted something to do for myself. My mom had some health issues a few years before. I had some health issues, and I was just kind of helping everybody and not really doing anything for myself. So decided to do something big and decided to run a marathon. So,
That's a hell of a way to jump off to
I had
into
never. I grew up.
recreational running.
I've lived in Atlanta my whole life. My dad always ran the Peachtree. I never got it. I was like, okay, bye, going back to sleep. And I just started. I decided to run a marathon. So I fell in love with it during my training. And the first time I think I really realized I love running was a training run. It was in the snow, which, like I said, Atlanta, Southern girl, not a snow person. And I reached a sign that said, "Welcome to North Olmsted," which was the next little town.
Wow.
And so I just stopped and I looked around. There's snow everywhere, just beautiful kind of country landscape. Nobody else was there. And I was like, my 2 feet got me here. This is really cool. So That's pretty much
That's
when
dope.
I fell in
That's
love.
dope.
Yeah.
So what was your first marathon?
It was the Cleveland Marathon. Oh yeah, part of it was also I was like, okay, Barack's gonna be president. I was like, I gotta do something big. Nobody was believing. I was at Obama's first like rally where he was kind of like testing the waters. I was there with my sign, so I was like kind of in conjunction with that. Like he's running, I'm running. It was kind of a weird thing. So
right.
sorry if anybody hates
A little
Obama.
philosophical thing.
Yeah, but I was like, it's time to do something big. It was kind of like I felt that cosmic shift. It's time to do something big. So.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So that's
so Cleveland
that's an
Marathon
8-year anniversary.
2009, 8-year anniversary of running this year.
Nice.
And yeah, thank you. So my first marathon was 2009 Cleveland, rock and roll.
Very nice.
Rock
So
and
what
roll,
you're
but not
saying
the
is
series.
you're how Barack Obama got elected is what you're saying. That's
Pretty
basically
much
what you're saying.
the spirit of the marathon got him there. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Because you were running, he was
He
running.
was running. Yeah.
Gotcha. See, Barack.
Barack, if you're listening.
He watches too.
Michelle, hey girl. Not talk to Barack without Michelle.
Okay, so on the side of racing, one of the questions from our viewers. So Boston aside, what is your absolute dream race?
Boston aside, but Boston is it for road racing. Absolute dream race would probably have to be some sort of trail race because Boston and New York are pretty much for me like the epitome of road racing. I'd like to run Berlin for another road race. Like to go out
Berlin's
to
a dope
Tokyo.
city.
Yeah, I'd love to go out to Berlin. It's a perfect part of the year. Like all the world records happen there. So I'd like to do that. I'd like to go to Tokyo, but probably just some like amazing, crazy trail race somewhere beautiful that makes me forget I'm suffering.
I wonder if Hawaii has like some good trail races.
I'm sure. Now I don't know. I haven't heard as much about races. I'm sure they have just some good running. And that's the thing too. I really don't have to do a race.
Yeah.
So
Just to run.
Just to run. Yeah, I'll go to a crazy run. So probably something on the trail, Iceland or something.
Iceland sounds pretty cool
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Berlin it's actually pretty. I mean, a little bit of rolling, but pretty flat.
For some
it should
reason,
be a fast one.
for some reason, it's the world records fall and
Yeah.
it's a fast one. So, and I've never been to Germany.
And the history of that too.
Exactly.
With Jesse, what's his name? Not Jesse Owens. Carlos.
There's a couple people. I think.
1964 Olympics.
Yeah. Jesse. Not Jesse.
I think
We
his
all
name's
look like we're-
We
Carlos.
just had this conversation
We did.
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 episodes ago, and I still can't remember.
there's-
But y'all know who we talking about.
Yeah.
And there's
Those
and then
guys.
Berlin in general. I would go all over Germany and look at the history books.
It's a lot of
World
history.
War II stuff.
It's kind of depressing a little
Yeah,
bit. You
yeah.
know, I will always look at Germany as like, this is kind of weird for me saying, this is totally my opinion. It's like a racist country just because of its history.
Just because of the history is
Yeah.
rough, yeah. Well,
And you get stared at a lot.
Well, so I went to
Stared
North,
at a lot.
and some of that too is just
And it may
what's
not be
there.
because I'm black, it may just because they know
It was
I'm not
because
from
you're
there.
black. Yeah, I mean that's what traveling is funny and it shows you. And it may not necessarily be racism, but definitely just a shock value. I went to Norway and Iceland when I was younger,
Oh,
and
nice.
I was on a train in Norway, and this girl just kept yelling "Afrikaner, Afrikaner," like really loud, like really
No
loud.
chill.
And her mom was like, and I just was like, I was trying to smile, like, but there really was no black people. I think
Yeah.
the first question, like, do you know Wu-Tang? Do you know Will
Oh,
Smith?
stop.
I was like, yes. I was like rapping with people. It's what traveling's all about. It's a fun experience.
It is funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get that like, boo!
Yeah, as long as there's no violent,
Don't do that.
they're not scared. Afrikaner is like, woo!
Right.
So
Oh.
anyway, yeah, love to
All right.
travel.
So, I don't even know really how to phrase this next question.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So I'm just gonna
We're
let
have a sip.
I'm gonna let you read it
Give it.
right here.
Darrell, advise
call.
leader.
Yeah, good call.
Wow. Are you serious? This has to be, I'm guessing, like Dirty Hill Man. How does Maurya get and maintain those sexy legs? Okay, trail running. I played soccer my whole life. Oh, that's another thing about my history. Played soccer my
Yeah, I
whole
remember
life
that.
before took a long break. Like I said, had some stuff going on, but played soccer most of my life. So they're kind of built in from age 5. That's not sexy.
Nice.
And then did trail running different activities.
Running heels.
I live running hills. I do a little light lifting.
So do you prefer trail running over road racing?
I like the competitive nature of road racing. Trail running, I think, is like just like you within yourself. Even if you are racing, it's just like an internal battle, even more so than road racing. So I'm 50-50. I know at some point though the road racing is going to shut down and it's going to be like me and the trails.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna have to start getting into some trail running some
It's
more.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Because I'm like you, I grew up playing soccer ever since second grade, and then my mom, she used to try to get me to run cross country because the coach was always like, "Oh, in the off season you need to run cross country." I'm like, "You mean run just to run?"
I was the same way. I was like, "There's no ball."
What are we doing?
Right? What's the purpose?
I'm a car. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Chasing
She even tried to
I was
bribe
the
me
same way.
into. She bought me. She was like, "If I buy these Air Max, they were like $115,
Oh
$130
my
Air
God.
Max."
See, if my mom had bribed me with something, I probably would have.
She's like, if I buy these, you need to go out for cross country.
Yeah, I
Like,
would've ran for
yeah, mom,
Let me tell you
yeah.
something. No,
95,
me
98, something, I would've ran
too.
for
Let me
it.
tell you something. I have a story behind Air Max. I was running cross country, and I thought I wanted the coolest shoe. Yeah, it was the first pair. Actually, it was the first pair.
He said he had flyers.
But check this out. They was actually the first pair of Air Max.
Oh, wow.
And it was over $100. And my dad bought them for me. And I'm out there running, right? And I'm like struggling. And a white dude came up to me on the bus when we were riding home. And he was like, take off your shoes. I took off my shoes. He put them in my hand. He's like, hold your shoes, now hold mine. He had on a pair of very light Aces. He was like,
Too funny.
Where were you?
I was on the bus.
Where?
Yeah, like where?
What
like,
city?
Oh, this is in
Girls like,
South
who
Carolina.
felt comfortable
Spartanburg.
doing this?
The background of this story isn't setting up very well. Like, did he take you to the back of the bus too?
No. No, it was cool, but he was just trying to help me realize why I was struggling because the Air Max was extremely
And your
heavy
legs were probably
compared to
crazy
the
thin.
light
Oh, yeah.
shoes that he had on.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it was like,
Thin?
it
Yeah.
just,
Bigger now.
Yeah.
bug just went off in my head. I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to pay $100
It's
for
probably
these pair of
5-pound
shoes.
weights.
It was like they're running in the lighter shoes, which, that's what he was just telling me. It's like,
Yeah,
that's why he's
Oh, you
struggling.
were running in them.
Yes,
Oh.
I was running. The ones with the air bubble on
Yeah.
Again, I didn't know any better.
Me too,
I
me
would have
too.
probably done the same thing.
Remember shots?
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I just thought it was interesting that he asked you to take your shoes off because that means something different.
In New York? Yeah, take your shoes.
Somebody come up to me and say, "Yo, take your shoes off." Then
It's time.
It's
You ready to
different-
fight.
It's a different
Either
conversation.
battle or be sad.
But yeah,
So
I had the first pair of Air Max before y'all was born.
You know, I read.
I believe it.
All jokes aside, I read about those. Have y'all read Shoe Dog yet?
Uh-uh.
You read Shoe Dog,
Yeah.
and they were talking about like when they made the first Air Maxes, like they used to
That's a cool
explode
story.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see that movie about P. Fontaine?
Of course,
That was a pretty good movie.
many
I really-
times.
Yeah.
We have a shirt over there with him in the Philippides,
Uh,
in the Philippides logo.
Nice.
Cool job.
Yeah, he's the man.
Hey, how old is Philippides?
I think it's in 74.
Oh. No, go.
So speaking of 1974, since somebody wants to throw some shade on one of these next questions,
Oh, and I didn't mean to throw man, by the way. Ladies might have been asking me that. I was just playing. So shout out to that question. Trail running. Thank you for the compliment.
it was an honest
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Chip wants to know who's the fastest in the room. Your opinion.
Well, it just depends. So fast speed is relative, you know. Jerome got me in the marathon. His PR is better, so he's got me. I mean, a 100-yard sprint. I think I'm the fastest.
Knowing how competitive
40 yard,
she is
50
in
yard?
this,
I'm the quickest. We can take this outside.
40, 50 yard, I think I
I'm
still
about
got
to
the
pull a
room.
sweat. We turn these mics off right.
Houseway.
We turn these mics off right now.
Old school.
I mean, you
in
know what,
the parking
Chip?
lot.
Y'all really think there's a single distance that y'all can beat me at?
I can
I
beat
think
you
I can still
in
beat you in
100
short
100
distance.
meter,
Yeah.
200 meter, 400 meter. I got you. I'm dead serious. You can look at me all you want. We can
Light
do this
skin
thing.
Negro, please.
Oh, listen.
Why you had to go there? Ask him why he had to go there.
Exactly.
Right.
400, you
Melanin.
think you could beat me at 400 meters?
What's your 400 meter time?
Don't worry about it. I'm just asking, do you think you could beat me at 400
I
meters?
believe that's what I said.
And you think you,
Up.
and you think you could beat me at 400 meters?
I didn't say that.
400.
I said shorter distances.
Sure. So, give me a number.
Like,
I think 100. I
Like
think
40
100 I
yards.
could beat you.
You think you can beat me?
40 yards.
Oh no, you got.
Come
a
on,
lot
man. We
to
play
compare.
basketball together. You know my short end speed. And Roy, I know you know, because we ran 200 meters, me, you, and Ed that day. So you already know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can beat you.
What?
All right, y'all. This is
Chip,
now
Chip,
become
You heard it here, Chip.
Right now,
Chip,
Chip.
because this is going to be a
No,
challenge.
but don't you have...
40, 200, 400.
Once again, I'm a numbers person. Your PRs are better than mine, aren't they? So you're faster than me. What is your...
Which one?
I mean, your PRs, they're all over the place right now.
I know he knows every number.
Yeah.
I bet you know your
PRs are
400.
better.
I bet you know your 200.
I honestly don't. I know.
That's why I'm thinking 400.
I know 5K,
Because he doesn't
10K,
remember.
half, and full.
What's your 5K?
And yes, all of those
My 5K is slow,
are
I'm just
faster than...
asking.
My 5K is
What's slow?
Mine's is 1915.
That's not so.
1915.
Ooh.
What is yours?
Was that the fastest you could go?
See,
Okay. Never mind.
I
Yeah,
am
Durrell's
definitely-
the fastest. But you know what? The year is not young, but
It's not over.
next year's young. Boston 2017 is a friendly competition.
And I keep telling both of y'all how much...
Sorry, I'm chomping
1915.
in the microphone.
That is 16 seconds.
I just
off
put
of
this
mine.
cookie down. Thank
That's
you,
what-
Chip, for that
16 seconds off of
question.
mine. I'm gonna focus on that.
When the
I
cookies
think
away.
you got your wording wrong. Yours is 15 seconds off of mine. Mine's is nothing off of yours.
Chip,
Let's
I'm
just be
taking
real
the
clear
beer
here.
away and breaking out the
Speaking of which,
sparkling
Chip,
water.
Chip, you need to come out again. I haven't
Yeah, I'm
mentioned
gonna
this
train with
before.
Chip.
No more beer.
We're gonna do.
I'm getting sub 19.
We're gonna do a
Sub
segment with
19.
Chip, and we're gonna do some boot camp stuff.
Nice.
Why are you looking?
I get with Chip. I get a sub 19.
Oh,
Look at both of y'all.
he
I'm
wants
not
to
involved in
beat
that.
the...
Yes, you are a real runner of Atlanta, sir.
Yeah, bro. What's the word? Okay, what?
Runner.
Right.
That's part of it.
Chip,
part of it.
Well, I'm not doing push-ups.
It's part of it.
Nah,
we
Chip
might be
crazy.
on his level. We do that stuff, so.
I will never ever be on
Chip, don't let him
Chip's
back out.
level. Chip can't see me in the
Pellegrino,
marathon.
so much more refreshing than PR killing beer.
Right.
Thank you, Chip. Okay, next
Yes.
question.
Next question from the audience.
Get my pride back. I was like,
What is your motivation to run / race now that you are not a collegiate athlete?
I think it's always been internal. I actually wasn't a collegiate athlete. I was on the roster, but I had knee surgery, and I was not a collegiate athlete. So it's always been internal. My motivation, I do love the competition. I love, the empowerment that comes with it and getting better. And it's always been an internal motivation. It's never really been about other people. So
That's good.
Yeah.
You internalize it and
internalize
made it
it,
something for
get
you.
better, get it. Yeah, I have something for myself. And then of course, there's some people that in a race.
Mhm.
I have goals, and,
Right.
and some of them I've hit, and some of them just keep getting further and further in front of me. So I got to keep working. So
Mhm.
that's motivating too.
Not to point fingers or anything.
Oh no! See, what happens with Darrell is the same thing. This is back to this this testosterone thing, because Darrell is one of a few people who kind of came under the wing and we're like, wow, that's awesome. And then we
yeah.
trained.
You got cocky,
And
just like
then,
you're-
oh no, I don't get cocky. No,
No,
he's
so he
amazing.
did.
No, not at all.
Oh,
He
yeah.
put it.
How did I get cocky?
No, didn't get cocky. He made it happen. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
I think it's some of the stuff that we were talking, that you guys were talking about the other week with like men and women. I think sometimes if you're putting in the work, you can see some of those barriers like fall relatively easy. Like I think Darrell's sub 3 for a man and sub 2 for a woman, I do think when I hit sub 3, I'm gonna pretty much be crushing it. Like, versus like, he had to get sub 305 just to go to Boston.
Mhm.
And I beat my Boston time by 20 minutes or more. So,
Alright.
it's just, sometimes I do have to have that perspective when like most of the people I'm challenging, like, I gotta beat Darrell,
Mhm.
I gotta do this and that. So, I try and keep some perspective about it, but, yeah.
SBMS.
Well, you just added a whole bunch of more.
SBS.
SBS.
Yeah, SB.
By the way-
I said SB.
Oh, I thought he said he didn't mess. I was like, what? Like, he didn't say that?
I
He didn't say that?
I literally thought he said that at first too. and I was like-
Everything.
But
No, Roy,
can we just say
no.
Ed,
Yeah.
Ed, I got your
was
text
ready for you to
message.
see that.
Stop.
Let me see.
Please
Ed
stop.
said he's the
Oh, is
fastest.
he talking
Please
trash?
stop.
Ed said he's the fastest.
Let me tell y'all a little story about Ed. And I'm gonna make I hate to interrupt you. Let me tell you a little short story about Ed. I remember when I was first. It's gonna be short. I was first running with BMR, there was probably like
Yeah, I know, right?
15 guys, 20 guys that were faster.
faster.
And I told Ed that I'm going to be one of the top 5 guys by the next year. Right?
Oh, yeah, we
There's
were
10,
all-
15, 20 guys faster than me.
Yeah.
And Ed's like,
Nice.
you know, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, if you're going to be in the top 5, just know that I'm number 5. Right? So he was saying that to try to intimidate me, to try to say I'm 5. So if you're going to be in the top 5, you got to beat me. So I said, all right, well, cool, let's do it. I beat Ed. I beat Ed at every distance. So Ed, you're not seeing me at marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K. Stop it. All right, sure, I'm done.
And see, like, I love this. You know what I'm saying? And this is part of why, you know.
And we use that little excuse, are you young? That's all.
You
No,
know
and
why?
I don't even like that either.
You
I
want
don't
to know
even
why
like
Ed
that.
started the Deadly Venoms? To try to find one that can beat.
Oh,
At the time he
man.
started, we were all were beat.
Shots fired.
To shoot. More like, boom.
That's the secret.
Oh my God, we don't have any sound effects today.
Well, I know. So he got a gunshot.
He is.
Well, actually, it's an explosion, but it sounds like
He
a
started the
gunshot.
group to try.
Watch Ed probably hot. Ed about
Oh
to pull
my
up the
God.
mic.
Yeah,
Yeah, dying laughing.
You see, Ed have added a group text message.
Yeah.
I don't want no problems, Ed. Don't be
Oh
hacking
my God.
You don't want no problem.
Wow.
What you got, man? Ed about to kill me.
Hey,
All right.
Heather.
So another one of
Heather.
mine. So I'm curious, Maurya.
Yes, sir.
What made you want to be an RD, and why is AIDS an issue that you want to champion?
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I have been helping a lot of these races through Fidipides for a while, and I was actually approached by AIDS Walk Atlanta and 5K Run the previous year, just to basically needing somebody to come on and help out and help with all the items that maybe people who were into events but weren't into running as much and didn't know about the timing with logistics, with things like that. So just love working with organizations that are doing good in our community. So, and then race directing, the whole running and doing that came together perfectly. And then AIDS Walk Atlanta and 5K in particular, it's just, to be honest, it slipped off my radar as being something vitally important in our community, and even to me. You know, something that could happen to me that I could get, something that, you know, friends and family could be exposed to, just because for some reason I think the talk around it had died down. And was really educated when I went in to find out just how big of a problem it is in the South. Georgia's 5th in the nation for HIV/AIDS cases, 5th in the nation. 69% of those affected or with HIV/AIDS are African American. So if you think about this in Georgia, you think about the small percentage, even though it seems like so many,
Yeah,
the
certain
percentage
areas.
that we make up is still a minority.
Right.
So for 69%, but that was according to the CDC to be African American, you know, that was extra poignant to me, and something that needed to be done about it. So. Yeah, just like I said, I continue to get educated about it. Aid Atlanta is an amazing organization. I just brought a little bit about it. So for all you guys wondering, I'm the race director for AIDS Walk Atlanta and 5K Run. It's happening October 16th in Piedmont Park, which is a Sunday, 1 p.m.
Say it one more time.
October 16th in Piedmont Park, AIDS Walk Atlanta and 5K Run. The website is www.aidswalkatlanta.com. And it sounds like a lot of walk in there. There is a walk, there is a run beforehand, so it's chip timed, it's certified, it's a Peachtree Road Race qualifier. There are, you know, age group awards, overall awards. We got some awesome prizes for the fast folks. We got free Mizunos for the winner. We got some prizes coming from just all kind of sponsors. So
How was the course?
the course is not the fastest, flattest course. But that would be perfect for Team Takedown Public Marathon to participate and get in their training runs. But it's an honest course. Darrell ran it last year, did great. Patrick ran it. Several people ran it. I appreciate you guys coming out last year. In my opinion, it's just like the craft classic I did this weekend. Some of those hills, for me, kind of sometimes help break it up. They give you some small goals to get over and then coast down. I mean, honestly, like
I just thought about what I set Patrick up last year about it, because I was looking at a
a route that I thought was a route.
Oh, you told him it was flat?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said. I gotta be honest, it is not a super flat route, but like I said, keeps you honest. I've come to like all the races in Atlanta. You gotta get used to the hills.
Yeah.
What are some of the
I
hills
told
that
him
you
about
hit?
the hill, but it just
There's a
caught him a
couple.
little early.
There's a couple. There's one early. I mean, you hit 10th Street early.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit
There's
10th
some
Street
hills
early.
right
The
around
Prado,
Piedmont, right?
yeah, the Prado on the backside of Piedmont is
Yeah.
another hill. So we'll have some. We don't necessarily have a course run. We're gonna have a really fun event October 8th, the week before, just to kind of increase awareness and get people into it. But so I was mentioning Aid Atlanta is the presenting organization. It also helps like 8 other partner organizations like Jerusalem House and Positive Impact. So many organizations that are providing housing and medical care and casework and so much for organizations. So Aid Atlanta right now serves a broad population. 65% are male. 53% of the clients right now are African American. 73% of clients live below the federal poverty level, which is 73%.
Wow.
Which right now that means below
Like
$11,000 and $11,170 so a year, and those numbers right
That's
there.
insane.
Yeah. So this is not, like I said, I think, who knows? Maybe it's because the demographics have changed significantly. Why there's been, we don't have. Who used to be there? Whoopi Goldberg used to be here. All the famous celebrities used to come and be there. And, maybe some of that is because some of the demographics have shifted. So it's up to us to support.
Is there, I don't know if you know specifically what demographics, but does the homeless population, do they factor in?
They definitely factor in. And so basically what Aid Atlanta seeks to do is to get people tested, especially for free. So $10, $25 covers the cost of one rapid HIV test. So that's expensive. But what it is that when we get these donations, last year we raised over $700,000. When we get these donations, free testing, all those services are free. And so, the homeless population, just intravenous drug users, everything that you can think of. There's a large, just all the populations that you would normally think, and then there's definitely a lot of heterosexual contact. There's a lot going on in the city of Atlanta with people not being aware of what they're doing. So I'm glad to be able to help.
What time is the race again?
The race is at 1 p.m.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have plenty of time. So special little code for everybody listening. This is not given out to the whole world, so special code. I'm going to give you guys the Running Nerds big old group run the code that we have. So this is for $5 off. It's AWARN16, all caps. AWARN16 for $5 off. If anybody can chime in that's listening and says that you are registering right now, and you can kind of screenshot your registration, you are going to get a $15 Road ID gift card. So that's only 3 of you. So if 3 people register, everybody's not getting one.
Hey, first 3.
It's late at night.
You better make it happen.
First
You better
3.
make it happen.
So safe text, safe running. Okay, I'm making the connection there.
Yep.
You get a Road ID, safety
If you
bracelet.
can't afford no condoms, holla at Maurya.
Yes,
She got the
I got
condoms.
mad condoms.
Yeah, mad bull.
She got the fake magnums.
No.
She
We
got,
have Trojan M's.
He's not
And those,
gonna let
I've
up. He's not
had
gonna let up.
some good feedback on those. Not for me personally. Not for me personally. Let's clear that up.
but she
Let's
do
clear
got
that up.
She got some lifestyles.
Got some lifestyle. I got some.
She got some name brands.
Yeah,
She definitely got the fake magnums though.
I got the fake magnums. They gold. And then at night they look like the same gold package. Come on and talk to me.
As long as it works, right?
Yeah. There you go. So www.aidswalkatlanta.com and use code AWARN16 for $5 off. If you chime in with your little screenshot of your registration, I've got
Do
positive
they send
feedback.
it to you? How? The screenshot?
No, I'm going to, they can put the screenshot on, leave your personal
Post it to
information
the
out of it,
page.
post it to the page, I
Okay, post
registered.
it to
First 3 people,
Real Runners of Atlanta page?
Yep.
whatever's comfortable.
Yeah.
Let us see it, make us see it
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Three $15 Roadrunner ID gift cards. I'll just mail you the code.
See.
Yeah, we got more.
Slide
Oh, I'm coming.
Come on, picture. Terrell, on that positive feedback, had to have a little sip.
Why you over there, brother?
About this
And can we
beer.
shout out to Maurya? Oh, shout out to Trader Joe's, one of our sponsors. They did not sponsor this. I bought this, but they are sponsoring several.
Trader
things
Joe's
ours.
is my store.
Trader Joe's, these cookies are delicious. And a
This
night
is
on
malt
Constance.
liquor.
It is
Not
not.
malt liquor.
See, all the
Roy has a very low tolerance.
All the stereotypes that we have to get over.
I'm sitting up there looking at this. I'm like,
You want
this
a
is the
brown
most
paper?
powerful beer I've ever
He wants
Here we
a Coke 45.
All the stereotypes that we have to deal with.
You gotta go to the gas station
I'm
and buy
not
your
used to this.
This is, I have some, I did think I had 420, but I didn't. Anyway, you're welcome for
He gotta go
the
to the
beer.
gas station and buy his beer in the sketch neighborhood.
This is sketchy. This beer is sketchy.
We got more questions.
This
Okay.
is the most powerful
The ones you
beer.
have?
I have.
The audience,
I'm sorry.
I got two more from the audience.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do you
Thank you for your
experience
questions.
gender or race bias when racing?
Gender or race bias when racing? Gender bias on a funny note, just because men really do not like being
Don't wanna
passed.
be them.
Yes. So that on a funny note. Racial, I wouldn't say absolutely not. I would say that the funny thing about me is that just like in life, I went to private schools when I was younger. I kind of have been straddling the line and being
Develop tough skin.
playing it, but being kind of an in-between ambassador for
It's a good word.
Yeah, I've been ambassador for both communities. So no, if it happens, I just shake off negativity in general. I've had this beer is strong. I didn't even notice.
Is it hot in here?
No, but I'm trying to think of gender.
I'm so high right now.
The funny thing is
Now
just
you see, you feel it.
racially, it's very funny just because I like I said, because I straddle both worlds, I see the differences, and sometimes they're just so comical to me. Just to be able to see where the Black running community has developed. When I first started with marathons, there was two people staring at each other across the room at Chicago, like you're brown like me, and now it's people traveling and stuff like that. But just. It's been very interesting to see both sides. Yeah, when I stand up, if I get on a podium, I'm the big girl. But in our community, I am very much with those sexy legs, So just
right.
things like that. It's very interesting.
It's an interesting perspective, especially having experience living in the North as well as the South.
Yeah, it's just funny to be able to see. When I first started running, I remember going around Stone Mountain. And so with Stone Mountain, if you are running at a good clip, I mean, you're passing people several times even on a 5-miler, especially if they decide to walk twice. So, the first one you get, especially if you're a sports program, oh, wow, hey, second one you get, no. Why didn't she just, third one is like, that's not even healthy, you're all kind of, fourth time it goes back to like, wow.
Well,
So,
what you don't realize is that whole way around, when you come in, they're thinking like,
Yeah.
they're questioning their life choices.
Yeah, exactly. So, but now that there's so many runners out there, and it's very cool to see. And if there is negativity, I don't.
It
I
is
don't
really
see
amazing to see that.
It's amazing,
Because when how I actually got introduced to Black Men Run, I went on Twitter and rant about I didn't see enough Black men running.
Interesting.
And actually, it was a guy in the media who did media work for the Atlanta Hawks, and he hit me up. He said, there is a group of black guys running, and it's called Black Men Run. Come out to Grant Park.
Do you know who it was?
I can't remember the
Oh,
guy's
okay.
name, but now he's in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
He works with the Cleveland media.
Okay.
But he hit me up, and I was like, really? I was like, yeah, because I used to run up in Smyrna, and I usually didn't see any.
Yeah.
And my coworkers, they'd be like, won't you come in a black neighborhood, you'll see some black people run.
No, but even then.
But
that's
now,
what it's so
I was just driving down South Atlanta Road, last weekend, that hit me back because I saw so many black people running at that time. I'm like, back then, this what started my argument because I was driving down South Atlanta Road, and I used to run down South Atlanta Road, and I didn't see hardly any black people out there running.
Well, and also I wanted to just say real quick, because shout out to South Fulton Running Partners, and I mean there have always been black people running.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you talk to
yeah.
Jerry, you know, I know
Yeah,
several, like I said, my dad has run Peachtree since like 82, you know, so there has been, even before that, it's just that in mass, in the big numbers, and, you
Right.
know,
And now we've got the social
turning
media.
up, yeah.
Yeah, to really elevate that.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
shout out to Smyrna Running. I
Yeah.
passed Mike Martinez the other day. He actually wasn't
Yeah.
running, he was driving.
Yeah.
But shout out to Mike, and I saw Lamar. Lamar was running.
Yeah.
Down,
Fernandez?
yep,
Okay.
down South Cut. No, not
No.
Lamar Fernandez.
Bert.
Who had
Bert.
with the
Your
beard?
beard.
Yeah. Come on, okay.
Yeah, he was running down, was that South Cut Drive? No, yeah.
Yeah, he runs down that ladder road.
Mhm.
Nice.
The Smyrna running community has grown pretty strong, especially
They
with
have,
like the
Holly
with the whole
and-
Comet Trail
yeah.
connection, and then they got all the wide sidewalks and
JR
whatnot.
runs out there.
Mhm. And now I live a lot closer. I'm about to start coming back to the Silver Comet.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta start getting back in half marathon shape. I'm not gonna be able to do Charlotte, by the way. I can't.
Oh.
I haven't been able
Are
to
you- did
get
you
to
sign
where I
up?
want to be.
So you may be running.
Oh, did you
I
get
may
your
be
permission?
chasing you. No, I'm saying I may
haven't
be
even-
chasing you.
Man, it's like I haven't even asked her. Like,
Yeah,
so,
I
like,
told Ed I would at least drive up there if I,
in
even
case
if
you,
I
in
don't
case you
start.
like listen to this before we actually talk. Can I go to Charlotte? I don't even know if I want to go to Charlotte anymore. I don't
Yeah,
feel
let
like
me
I'm in
chase
great
you.
shape.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
figure
my
it
Just
out.
thing.
because
I'm
they're
not
not
in
going,
shape
they're
at
not
all.
gonna run it. Charlotte is a great race, though.
It is
Who,
really a great
who wants to go to
race.
Havana with me? I am trying to go to
Who?
Havana
Next
in
question
November.
on the list.
Wait a minute, say that again?
Just let it marinate. Havana, Cuba. I'm trying to do a half marathon there.
Oh, yeah.
When?
November. It's like November 20th.
This November.
Golly, he asked us,
Yeah, I know.
Y'all realize who y'all are
Jeff
talking
Galloway can make it a raise. I work for a nonprofit.
Well, I think it's only like 50
I'm
bucks.
Havana,
For the
Cuba.
registration. Yeah.
Okay.
oh, man.
I mean, the flight obviously isn't 50 bucks. The hotel isn't 50 bucks, but yeah.
Actually, it might be one of those places. that
Flights
are
in the
expensive.
hotel.
You can get an Airbnb.
Yeah.
One of those old spots. Hey,
Mhm.
hey, I'll think about it.
All right. Thank you. One person.
Yep.
So, Maurya, this is one of the last questions from the group that we have so far. You are such a phenomenal runner, and little confetti and hats shooting out, exclamation points. Which of your running accomplishments are you most proud of, and why? Nikiba. There we go.
Nikiba.
She put her name
Which
up.
am I running? I think, this is so, it sounds so corny, but I swear the like every day is what I'm most proud of. The getting up
Mhm.
and the just,
Corny.
yeah, is that corny? Ah! Okay, let me think.
Pick one moment.
One moment.
Just pick a race or whatever.
2014?
I'm the most proud of.
I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. We don't have to force an answer.
Okay, that's what
Snowmageddon. My run home in Snowmageddon.
Oh, you ran home?
I ran home.
How far?
I helped several people, 12 miles.
Damn.
And it was like, this was like late. It was like dark.
Wow.
And I just ran the whole way.
I had quite a different Snowmageddon story.
Oh, yeah, I have a.
I walked 2 miles, but I wasn't running. That was food in my hands and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Other than that, I mean, it certainly was. So for my first Boston, I BQ'd. I had to actually look this. I don't keep these just running around in my brain. I BQ'd in Albany with a 3:32. I was supposed to get 3:35. So some folks warned me, oh, there's going to be right after. So after I qualified, that was Albany, March. The bombing happened, and it was literally like watching somebody bomb Disney World. For a runner, that's your Disneyland, and
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
somebody attacked it.
2014, that's what I
Yeah,
was saying.
somebody attacked it. So I was getting warned, like, you're going to need more time because people are going to really want to go. You have to beat your time by at least 5 minutes. And so I was like, I am going to Boston. So I ran in March, 3:32. June, I went to San Diego, ran 3:24.
Nice.
So I
heard
just
San
was
Diego's
like,
nice.
yeah, I was like determined, and that in that period of time is not necessarily that much more training.
Was
It
that
was
8
just
minutes and 3 months?
determination. Yeah. So I did my very best at Albany, and then I did my clearly that wasn't my best at all. So I would say maybe the San Diego was up there too.
All right.
So I got many moments,
I saw that.
but the daily is also big.
I saw that bombing in Boston,
Yeah.
and I said to myself,
Oh.
I'm going to run Boston.
Yeah.
And then, this is before I got into the running community, and found out you had to qualify to go to
Oh my
Boston.
goodness. Yeah. So that was just the
I haven't
determination.
even read
was
my
cool.
first.
I don't even know if that's a real one. Maybe we don't.
It's funny. So
This would be we need to no longer have anonymous questions.
Right.
They're like
They're all
they're
anonymous.
This
giggling
one
over
isn't
here.
anonymous though. This one is very, at least to me, it's very clear.
They're
Who it is.
giggling.
did you settle your harassment suit with Ed when you slapped him on the ass as you passed him and told him to tighten up when you passed him on the public's half?
I did slap him on the butt. I think.
He's like, come on.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he was signed his CMO.
He was cramped. That was early on too. I don't know what was going on. It was a hot day, but yeah, I told him to come on. Stop playing around. Sorry, Ed. I'm not gonna say nothing else.
All right, I got one more on my list. What is your goal with the race, and how do you measure its success with the 8th run?
Oh, okay. My goal would be to just for all participants to have the most fun that they can have, for it to be bigger and better than it was last year, and for my runners to fundraise even more. Because like at the end of the day, like I said, I really do believe in the cause. It really is a fundraiser. So I actually check my numbers. I am like a big numbers person, so I check my numbers daily, if not a couple times a day. I see CDC, shout out to the CDC if anyone's on Team CDC. To be honest, I don't have a lot of participation from like the actual running groups yet. And I'm not gonna hassle people, you know, I don't like people seeing me and they run away because they're like, oh, I didn't sign up yet. So I'm not hassling anybody, but I would love to see more people who look like me there, and more people who, you know, like me and like my sexy legs and whatever else you're talking about, sign up for the race. I really, shout out to movers and pacers, even though there's not a lot. I know Daryl George came out to the kickoff, and they've been really trying to shout out the race. So just, I want more support, more awareness, and then pure numbers. I want some money,
Yeah.
and I want people signing up. So.
Now you're able to, so folks who are running, they're able to get people to sponsor them too, so.
Yeah, we do have a couple people. Shout out to Tamara Tamara, I don't want to butcher it, but she used to live here, a lovely, lovely lady. She's moved out to California and has really been big with the HIV/AIDS awareness and fundraising out there. She did a ride from basically up the coast of California, like some very long bike ride. So yes, a couple, yeah. Okay. So a couple people have offered to sponsor the people. So DM me personally. Check out Team Takedown Publix Marathon. Heather's always got sponsors. Check out them. But yeah, because there are people wanting to sponsor the people, which I really, really appreciate.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. So if y'all haven't registered, make sure y'all register.
And they also said that you can share it on the Black Men Run page also.
Yeah. I mean, every group, and like I said, I'm speaking African American just because I had a funny conversation, by the way, when you're talking about black versus white. Everyone has these conversations. But I'm speaking of that just because, you know, that does at this moment seem to be the majority of the audience. But clearly, anybody and everybody is helped by this organization. Everybody is welcome. It's really usually a beautiful day. But yeah. Put it on any run groups. You can have the code. Oh, there's a very fun contest which is actually coming out of my pocket. That's how much I want to see people coming to this race. It's a $150 gift card to Topgolf for groups of 6.
Nice.
So wow. If you have 6 people on your team, now it's going to be a raffle, but right now I think I maybe have like 4 teams with 6 or more people. So every 6 people.
Real Runners of Atlanta.
Yes. Register. Every 6 people is an extra raffle ticket, and yeah, you can use it for your team to rent bays. You can get like drinks, whatever else like that. Like I said, I put that contest out, and I've already seen some growth. But it's just a fun way to celebrate, support, and get a little
kudos for even throwing in your own money.
Yeah, it's my donation to the walk, and hopefully people invite me to Topgolf.
Now, do you know anybody who's been personally affected?
You know what? No one in my particular circle, but I've met so many people. Yolanda Meadows is one person she's with Angels in Disguise. So if you want to sign up under a team that you want to make that team bigger, Angels in Disguise is great. She fundraises really big every year. She lost both her mother and father to AIDS, and she was pretty young when that happened. I believe she lost an aunt too. Evelyn Mannon, who last year won one of my contests, she won a, because that's the thing, register early, because I like putting out contests and getting people excited. So Evelyn won a forum clinic with Coach Carl. She lost a girlfriend who I believe contracted from her husband. So this is not, you know, all those things that you learn and you think you're unfortunately it can strike. So not me personally, but I met a amazing young lady who's recently just graduated from Georgia State. Has a son, is just living her life, but she contracted it early, and it almost, you know, mentally took her out of the game, and she's doing great. So
good.
Yeah, so I've met lots and lots of people, you know, plenty of even people in the organization, but nobody personally. But I take it personally. So
it shows.
Yeah.
That's good. You have a passion for what you do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely, y'all take care of yourselves. Get tested.
Definitely. See me about those free,
Yeah.
those fake magnums.
Right.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
We're not
Yeah, not with that.
We're gonna do that off air though. We're not.
Especially when you talk about take care of yourself.
Well, and I think if this ends that he may know. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What I was saying was take care of yourselves, especially because, I mean, for Atlanta,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the ratio is, but it's probably got to be 10, 15 women to one guy
Yes.
here. And
And
I'm
what
sure
happens?
a lot of people are getting it in and they're not.
Well, and
you know,
what happens?
protecting themselves.
Well, hey,
I'm just being real.
Real talk. I
I'm just
appreciate
being
it.
real.
Oh, another high five. And see, what happens is it sounds like, so I think it's something you don't want to face because you say, oh, 69% African American, like, what does that mean? Like, oh, we're nasty. And it's not that. It's that us as a group, believe it or not, it's more likely that we are going to be intimate with each other rather than all the other groups. So even though it may seem like, oh, you know, it stays within the community because that's
Yeah, who you're with.
who you're with.
Mhm. And I actually heard that it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was more elderly people.
It's
who,
the highest, it's
because
not
they don't
more,
feel
but
the
it's
need
the
to use
fastest
protection.
growing.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily more, but it is one of the fastest growing populations. Yeah. Are they wilding out at the senior
at
citizen
Senior
home?
Citizen
Yeah.
Like,
Where
I
are we
can't
going
get pregnant,
right
so.
now? I'm uncomfortable.
See, so did you take that Niagara? Pineapple.
That
Did you
Niagara
Niagara take home?
Okay, sign up. Has anybody $15 gift card yet? We'll figure it out.
All right, this might get it. How long have we been rolling? Can you see the time
Yeah,
on that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. That's like
Hour 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging in with us, y'all.
Thank you.
We're gonna get a short episode eventually. This might get us in trouble. I want to read. We got one comment in from last week's. This might get us in trouble. And for anyone who didn't listen to last week's, I can't even remember exactly what it was. But we basically talked about people who are running for competitive times versus people who are just running for the joy of running or whatever other reasons there are other than competitive time. So here's a comment from one of our viewers, anonymous comment. Actually, I think this person, yeah, they left their name, so I'm gonna say it. By the way, in the anonymous comment box, if you put your name in here, I'm assuming you want your name read. This is Syracuse Barnes. Do I know him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Probably just not
BMR.
connecting the name. All right, shout out to Syracuse. He said, I will be running Publix as my first marathon. Congratulations.
Nice.
It's a beast,
Not the
but it's a fun run.
great decision.
That was my first half marathon, too.
I'm just playing.
Well, he's running as a full marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My brother ran it as his first marathon too.
Nice.
That's in my blood, so.
All right, so Syracuse says, I will be running Publix as my first marathon. I am excited and encouraged to know that my first marathon will be ran as part of a larger effort
Definitely.
to increase the amount of people of color running Publix. I would like to comment on one thing that was discussed during the show. To the person that talked about posting your times versus running a race for a finisher's medal, that is such a divisive comment. I agree with all the hosts that talked about your race, your pace. It's comments like that that cause people to shy away from areas of fitness or groups associated with fitness. This is extremely personal to me, as I remember a time when I wouldn't even consider running a single mile and will be running a marathon next year. Running a marathon, half marathon, 10K, or even 5K for that matter, is a huge accomplishment for some, no doubt. I applaud anybody that gets out and gets active. Again, that was Syracuse Barnes.
Good
Shout out to you.
Great comment.
Great comment, definitely.
And good luck at Publix. I think you'll do great. Just reading the comments, I can tell you've got some passion behind this.
Definitely.
Running is more than
TDP,
50% mental,
TTDP.
so you already have more than halfway there. Shout out to you. And so we won't redo that, but if you guys want to hear more about that discussion, then watch the last episode. Matter of fact, start from episode 0.0 and watch them all.
Marathon.
Just
Since you like marathons.
Right. Binge listen.
All right, so this might get us in trouble.
Oh my God, Roy. Why look at me?
Selected by Roy.
Selected by Roy. See, he's already uncomfortable. He's already uncomfortable.
Why are you so uncomfortable?
I was just scratching my eyebrows.
The light is a little bright.
And everyone's gonna contribute to this. All right. This might get us trouble. A topic for the week is when and why did everyone and their mama become a coach?
Yep.
And why are they so slow?
Lord.
I think Darrell wants to kick this one off.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm reading the.
One thing before we get into this, I would just have a disclaimer and say that the same thing with the comment for the person being a snob with why they're not putting their times. I just feel like there is a lane for every discussion. Just like we were talking trash, we wouldn't go and bully somebody who's there for the first. Darrell can bully me because he knows I may or may not.
You better take it.
I'll be able to take it and maybe dish it back. We'll see. But
Yeah.
but anyway, that would be my disclaimer that like all discussions are not, you know, you can't. It's not always your face. Sometimes you are racing people, and sometimes you want to be first, and that's okay too. But anyway,
Some are just doing it for fun.
and some are just doing it for fun. But when you're coaching,
An accomplishment.
that is a different subject, and that's why this is the topic. So we're going to leave.
But
that
yeah,
to
when you're a
somebody else.
coach,
Why is this plugged in?
your coach is
Your coach is.
responsible for making you faster, though, right? Isn't that the?
I've got.
If
if that's your
I'm
goal.
thinking that's the job of a coach, right?
Yeah,
To make
usually
you
you
better.
get a coach
I mean,
to
not
better.
fast, but better
Mhm.
at some
But you
point.
usually
Yeah.
include faster.
Yeah. So
So if you're not getting better, either it's you or it's your coach.
So I guess then is it okay to be a coach who is, because your subtitle was and why are they
The
so
subtitle. What
slow?
did you say? The
And why are they so slow? So I guess if they're faster, as long as they're faster than they're, or at some point, or if they've coached others to be faster. Somebody's better chime in because I'm not.
Y'all know I don't care. I get in trouble every week anyway.
Yes.
Here's my 3 requirements. Before I will let anyone coach me, personally, this is Darrell speaking on behalf of Darrell. Before you can coach me, you've got to fit at least one of 3 requirements in my book, which is why I don't have a coach right now. Preferably all 3, but I think the only people who meet all 3 are like, Alberto or something, All right. You either have to have, number 1, you have done what I'm trying to do. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm trying to break 250. So you, before you can coach me, either 1, have to have ran sub 250.
If
Or
not
2, you have coached someone to run sub 250. Or 3, you have studied under someone very closely. You have studied under them who has either ran 250, under 250, or has coached someone to run under 250. You gotta hit one of those 3 for me. If you hit all 3 of those, if you've done it yourself, you've coached others to do it, and you studied under someone else that did it, I'm signing up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done any of the 3, and this is just for me,
Yeah.
and that would be my case for anything I'm trying to do, I guess. So,
But
I
I
would
can
say-
name several. I mean, not several, but I mean, off the top of my head, I'm already like in Atlanta.
I can
But
too.
you're hitting your, like you said, you've told me this before. I mean, your goals are crashing down.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you
I haven't stalled out
pay
yet.
for?
Once I
Exactly.
stall,
Yeah.
then that's when
Yeah.
I'll.
Yeah. But I mean, there's several coaches that would fit into those requirements, but
I would consider, just a coach. I don't want to coach because I figure there's training plans out there where you can learn from yourself.
Yeah.
But what I consider a good coach is someone who's actually making someone better. Or like you said, who's, I would say, been there before. I mean, like, I would consider a good coach to me, just me, because of what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get into Boston. So I would consider a good coach is that coach that's been there, who has known, who have been through the struggles, who have fought, who have been there from, I mean, I would say history, have history. And when they say it, you feel it, you believe it, you're sure that you're going to achieve it.
Well, basically,
Yeah.
yeah, because they've been there.
Because here's the thing, I don't think we have enough, and I can think of many people too. You mentioned one, Coach Carl. You know, that would be one. But like, do we have any
In the black community.
coaches?
I would say one. The one I told you, Kermit. The one who trained and helped Evelyn, who introduced me to the track
you
world.
told me about him. The
I
one that
learned
was at,
so much from him. And before, I didn't get it when it comes to, like, if my plan says do an 800 at 3:15, and I get up and I feel like I could do a sub 3 minute 800. I'm like, why do I want to run at a 3:15 pace?
Gotcha.
He talked with me and he laid it all out. He's been there.
Right.
I mean, I think he's, really want to put his name out there, but he
No,
doesn't know about the
it's-
podcast anyway.
And
he's
it's positive.
he's
Right.
a 72-year-old man, and he's like
Yeah.
7th in the nation. So he's been there.
At 72?
Yes.
No, I'm saying, is he 7th in the nation as a
As a
72-year-old?
Group 70, yeah.
Are there 6 of them?
Yeah, gosh. Let me just say, he ran the Peachtree
Yeah.
at 48 minutes.
48?
48.
That's not that good. What do you mean? The Peachtree Road Race?
Yeah.
That's not.
But for
Oh, at 72.
72.
Okay, I thought it was PR. I'm so sorry.
72 years
For
old.
72.
Maurya.
Yeah.
They said that was snob.
Yeah, right.
That's not bad.
Oh, so time shaming is gonna be our next episode. That'll be our next
Hey,
one.
Oh my God!
That's not bad.
I meant.
That's not fast.
Excuse me, it is fast.
What
I
are you
meant
trying to
as
say?
like, that's his PR.
That's not
It's
fast.
sorry. Oh my God! No, all the people
Oh,
that just
slow
signed
ass,
up.
old ass.
All right,
All
y'all stop.
All the people that just signed up. No, at 72, that's amazing. Yeah, all the people that just signed up are
I
out.
mean,
Yeah, okay.
he's amazing. I mean, he laid it all out so I could understand why do you run
Yes, of
that
course.
pace
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know if y'all saw it.
PR.
Evelyn, she ran like a machine.
She's awesome.
I mean, her pace was 8:53, maybe 8:51. It was the lowest, 8:52. It was right in between.
She
Just
stayed
was
check.
straight,
Yeah.
I didn't even see her.
even.
They were great.
I'm like, God, that's like a machine. You just ran all the way. I'm like, that is amazing to see. Even, splits like that.
But you know the interesting thing is, I mean, I've seen Evelyn put in work. I've never.
Yeah,
run-
Evelyn,
I've never
she's
run
training
with
for
her,
an
but
Ironman.
I've seen her
Yeah,
out running.
Exactly.
And you
Yeah.
just like, I
but
run
she
the-
talks to him constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she calls him and tell him, and he tells her when she's stepping out of line.
Well, and
when
I
she's
think
not.
coaches, yeah. I mean, even if you have a plan, a coach is also great for, if you're trying to adapt that plan or if something happens, you hit a small roadblock,
Yeah.
or, like, I'll have a plan. And right now, even if it's not necessarily a coach, but it's just like, yeah, I mean, I guess a coach. Just like he's giving her feedback on, there was a coach that goes out
He has a
to,
lot of runners from the Atlanta Track Club.
yeah, there was a coach that sits out at Mount Vernon, Holy Innocents. Supposedly, he saw GK laboring and thought he had something going on. He came in here
Oh, wow.
the day when GK
Before
announced
he
it.
announced it.
No, but he said it. It's like he said it to me right when so GK, this is what happened. We got your name in the streets. So he came in and I said, oh man, you know what happened to GK, the guy that I run with? Because he always kind of has comments. And he goes like, I said, oh, he has just, he said his shin. And I was like, yeah. And so I guess, supposedly, according to him, unless he's just trying to be guru,
Yeah.
he noticed some different movement in him or some laboring. So.
But you know what? That's interesting because in my experience, the people who I've learned the most from, I think, running, none of them are coaches.
Yeah. I
None
agree.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of first name that's top of my head, I would think Jerry.
I was to say thinking Jerry Brown.
I've gone to Jerry several times, and so
Yeah.
Jerry would fit. I mean, I don't really know all of Jerry's PRs, but
Yeah.
I feel confident that he would check at least one of those boxes. I mean, he's been there, done that, or at least gotten close to it. But I've gotten like advice from him.
Jerry's like, excuse me, Maurya, with the shade.
Right.
I'm
Yeah, I
just-
mean,
from
Jerry,
what he
I
told
think at
me,
age, was it 42, he ran a 3 hours and 15 minutes or something like that.
That's
3
awesome.
hour 10.
Boston.
Don't get me wrong. I just know
Something
he's,
like
I just
that.
know
It's
he's
just
done
something
some
real.
big thing.
I think it was 305.
And he ran for-
It might have been 305 at 42.
GK's done some big things too.
Yeah.
I know he put down some 17-minute 5Ks too.
Nice.
But what's interesting is some of like I guess like some of the strongest, best advice I've gotten from like some of the who I would say is most successful, strongest runners. They actually don't coach,
Yeah.
but like at the same time they're very free with information. So they're not like officially coaches, but like Maurya will tell you, like she's one. Like my whole strategy is I always just look for someone who's like a little bit faster than me or a little bit better than me, or just doing something that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, hey, can I run with you? And then when I run with you, I'm like, hey,
I want to beat you.
what do you do?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Darrell did have a ton of questions. Yeah,
But originally
yeah,
it's kind of like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, that's great.
How's this happening? And then like, it's never failed. You included,
Yeah.
and before Maurya, it was Jason Russell, it was Ed Walton, it was Roy, it was it was Booker.
Booker, yeah.
People who were like
Yeah,
at the
Booker
time
taught me a lot.
faster
So
than
he's
me.
like Pac-Man. He's just
And they would always take the
fast.
time out and they would run. And I could ask them anything, like,
Oh.
yo, what are you doing? Like, how do you do this? And you get information that way. So far, to your point, I haven't had the need
Yeah.
for a real coach
Yeah.
because there's all Habib, there's always been someone beyond where I'm at. And when I ask them, they don't charge me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Darrell was sending me pictures of his foot with like things circled.
I don't think I told you the story behind Booker one time. He set me up one day. I was running with him, and we was running downtown. We did downtown running, black man run. And it was just me and him leading the pack, right?
You are really good.
And he saw, I guess, felt the cockiness in me, right? So he was like, go ahead, take it on. It was like we was running the last mile, right? Go ahead, take it on. So I'll go sprint. He beefed up my head. I'll go sprint down. And I was like, I'm going to beat everybody. Booker come. Just flying past me to just put me in my mindset like, you're not there yet.
Booker
But
just
you know
loves
what's
running.
funny though? Booker is the most non-competitive person I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though he
Love
did
that.
that to you,
Yeah.
I bet if I do that to you, no, it was intentional.
Yeah.
That means if I did
Booker
that to
loves
you,
running, it
I
felt
was
good,
sitting there
you know.
thinking I'm about to like blow his doors open. But Booker, I bet he wasn't even thinking that. He was probably like,
But I think he likes the flow,
Meditating
likes
with
the
the trees or
energy.
something
Yeah,
and
he
just
likes the
happy
energy
faster.
of like, okay, now we're
man,
moving fast.
yeah, right. No, I think Booker
We
set
did some
me up.
fast stuff. That's running with him and Orlando.
oh,
They both
Orlando's
are-
another one. Yeah.
They both are like that. Like they'll just kind of, you'll just keep getting faster and faster just because you're feeding off each other. I had one of my most fun runs with Orlando. The hurricane came through. We're just racing.
Wait, were you with Booker that day too? And remember Booker told that story?
That was fun.
I didn't realize you and
I
Orlando
was
were there
there.
too when he was running through like some hurricane.
But we ran like, I mean, because me and Orlando were just like, just racing. It was fun. I love stuff like that.
A hurricane.
Yeah, trees were
Where
getting
was it, in
uprooted.
Atlanta?
Yeah, we were passing through Vinings, you know where the Taco Mac is,
Mhm.
and then you go down to Monroe.
Mhm.
So we were just that street heading down to Monroe. Just, I mean, trees were all kind of stuff. It was just, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Wow.
But yeah, it was scary. And then then I left them, and they realized that she's crazy. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
I'll keep it going.
Daddy's gone. He's a mic. You
Yeah.
gotta take them. I'm sorry. Open mic.
Nothing.
Right. All I need is one mic.
Oh,
Man,
no,
see, I don't
Did we
really
have
stop
any,
talking when I'm
did we
not
have
on.
any other feedback
yeah,
from
we're
the
really late. We were like,
folks watching?
All right, guys, I'm
trying to
back.
live.
So
I
the-
have a job.
I'm back, so the show can continue now. They don't know what to do without me.
No.
So this might get us in trouble early. So we're talking about coaching. So yeah, I think like, well, what's interesting to me though is that we just have a
Plethora.
huge, like,
Plethora.
and all at the same time. It went from like 3 coaches to SAT words to like
Right.
12 like overnight.
There's way more.
So I just gotta ask y'all, have y'all ever thought about coaching? Well, first of all, I got a couple questions. Who has used a coach and who has thought about coaching?
I haven't thought about it either.
I haven't thought about that.
I'm kind of like you. I see people who are doing certain things, and I'll ask questions like attacking hills. You know, what's one of the strategies you use, and then I'll start to apply that. And if it works, then cool, I'll stick with it. If it not, I might ask somebody else. Well, hey, what do you do?
So you like me, you're the bootleg coach for free. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ask you until you bug you. Until I bug you too much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I'll ask you stuff that you've done. You know, just figuring out things that work for different people and trying to run with other people. That's one of the biggest things that helps me is running with other people because I have a tendency to slow down sometimes when I'm by myself. And it's not until I get that reminder, it's like, oh, okay, I'm slowing down, let me speed back up. But if I'm running with somebody else that's either faster than me or a very close match with me, it makes me push further.
So you're not slowing down necessarily because you're tired, but just because you, whatever.
Yeah,
Motivation
my mind
is
goes
kinda-
somewhere
yeah,
else.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I remember I did a OCR. It was a rogue runner down in LaGrange, and it was like 6.1 miles, like 25 plus obstacles or whatever. I was running with a team.
Was that the one with Melvin?
Yeah. So
Shout out to Melvin.
So I'm running with some
Air
guys
quotes,
who,
Melvin.
you know, again, you know, I played soccer all my life, so I've
Yeah.
always had, you know, endurance and things like that. So, you know, I take off running, and, you know, I know that running's not their strong suit, but they were like, take off ahead, go ahead, and, you know, it'll be better for our team time. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I take off. I'm like through the
Yes.
first 3 obstacles,
Yeah.
and they're like, you know, like 1.5. Yeah. And then I yell back, I'm like, hey, you want me to keep going? And all I suppose I hear like, ah! I was like, okay, it's like a yeah. So I keep going. So I'm going through all these obstacles, most of the stuff you could do by yourself. Then you start reaching some, like,
You need a
you know,
wall.
12 feet wall. And I'm like, there's no way I could do this by myself. So it's like, oh, well, maybe we're supposed to
That's
be
my
together.
team.
Yeah, but at this point, I'm like way ahead of them. So I meet up with these Marines, and it's 2 Marines. So I start running with them, and they're like runners, like, so they're like moving, and they push me so much. Like,
Nice.
I would have slowed down a long
Yeah.
time ago, but we just humping it. They're like, come on, man, you know, come on. So I'm going along with them. I ended up doing it. Now keep in mind, I did it in 55 minutes.
All those obstacles, yeah.
With
That's
25
serious.
plus obstacles. I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about waiting in line to climb a cargo net. Shit.
I
That's
think
not
it's
a-
cool.
that's a
I think it's
legit
cool.
clap.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I'm true, like, that's a legitimate
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
serious.
Swimming, you know, like the
Some
big
of those
40-yard
stuff, like,
dumpsters
cool.
filled with water, like jumping in those, swimming under obstacles, like all kind of stuff. Like jumping off, climbing this thing, jumping off into a lake off of a ledge, into, you know, under barbed wire, all of that stuff. Like, it still did it in 55 minutes. So I was like, wow, like it
That's
just
pretty
really
cool.
made me take stock of like how hard they pushed me
Yeah, that's
to
legit.
reach that in 55 minutes after doing all of that stuff.
Because sub 1 hour is a big goal for many people for a 10K.
Yeah.
And
For a
25
traditional-
Just a
obstacles.
straight
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about like everything thrown at you, like mud,
That was a
literally
legit
swimming through mud. Thank you.
See, this is the problem I have. I'm so sarcastic.
Yes.
That sometimes people-
And now I killed the 48. That's not fast.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's all
that was
sensitive.
legit. I was
Yeah,
legit
yeah.
impressed by
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. Yeah, I'm a little scared with some of those ankles. And stuff.
Yeah, I can't.
Even though I do crazy trail run.
Yeah, and that's the ultimate trail run.
Yeah.
I do want to do a Tough Mudder, but see, that's the thing. I got to run with people who can actually run. And see, you probably gonna be too fast for me for the stuff now.
On the running. But then when it gets to like the wall and you gotta do something like muscular, I'm like, yo, dude.
Can you
Like a spot,
can you throw me
something.
over?
So maybe we can look at it do one with us.
Right.
Maybe we're Real Runner.
That'd be a good
Real
team.
Runners of Atlanta.
Yeah, we like my strength
And guest
would be like your
co-hosts.
weakness and vice versa.
Do our own
I
team.
like keeping
No,
my skin
I
on.
would beat all y'all. I would
What?
beat all y'all.
You probably would. I
What
can't
are you
even put a
talking
competition
about?
in that. Yeah.
But yeah, he wouldn't have to lift as much.
That's the one thing I challenge. I
The shade tree is immense over here. It's like all in this area.
All right, we're veering. Are we done with the
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not gonna get that. I think that
It will.
there are enough people who need someone and need some guidance that I believe there's clearly a market if these people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But message to the people who are thinking about being coaches, you might want to check off a few boxes before you start coaching some people.
That was again.
That was you.
That was specifically for me, not in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
what
right.
do you think about being a coach?
No.
Okay.
I would be a terrible, terrible coach.
Yeah, because
He's very
he
sarcastic.
runs on a
Yeah.
track.
Hey, great job.
And you're gonna expect
Great job.
if you're gonna expect people to be able to do like
I'm just playing.
run a track.
I've gotten a lot better. Mario will tell you that. You know,
Tremendously.
it's like with every year I get older, people say I get nicer. You know, people who
This
know
is
me-
nicer.
That's what happened. You
Yeah.
do. You actually do. When you get
oh.
older, you get nicer.
Trust me.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like when I was like
His-
back,
Actually, he's
I've
very
done the same
nice.
thing.
I think I'm nice too.
His wife did wonders with him.
You get more
She
patient.
did.
Aw.
She did. Because everyone used to say like how mean I was, but like I don't really have a lot of, you know.
I mean, he wasn't mean.
Some people
He
get
was
older,
just
they get grouchy.
straight
Straight.
I
to
didn't have
the
a lot of
point.
patience.
Yeah, he did not have patience.
Yeah.
I don't like discussing things.
That is the one thing. Yeah.
He
It's all waste of
did,
time.
really.
So as a coach, I don't think I
I'm
would be
probably-
very.
I'm friend, you know about that? How you know about
Just New York.
that? Okay.
That's just New York.
That's his favorite thing to make fun of me.
The clip.
Well, my promise is legit though.
Yeah.
Hey, when I tell you I'm a promise.
Oh yeah, I seen that video. I seen that video too.
That
I
means
was
you
talking-
got-
I was talking about general, but yeah, I saw
That means you
that.
got one more time.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, one more
Oh
time.
my god.
Don't be surprised.
No, but what was that?
Um,
what was that video? The famous one.
Famous one, but I promise you.
And yeah, no. When you were laying out. What was it? Just sub 130. You're gonna walk across the line.
Oh, that was
You're
with
gonna
Ed,
say
yeah.
thing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk across the line.
It's like I got two zones. I've gotten better, but then like if you like directly challenge me, then I kind of revert.
400
Back
meters,
to-
son.
Not gonna happen.
Y'all heard it here.
That's not even me talking. I'm just legit saying it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
What did you say? 200 meters?
40 yards.
Boston 2017, April. Real talk.
I promise you.
I promise you.
I promise you.
All right, Boston to, but we're like squad until that day.
Alright.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's going down.
Come on.
What's going on? It's going down.
They are really getting a behind the scenes
Go
look
with
at
it.
how we really act.
But for real,
Roy,
like,
Roy,
it's all love.
Please let them know.
It's all love.
Come on.
Come on. He can.
Come on, son.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Come on.
Roy, did you finish your beer?
Naomi had.
Yes, I finished my beer.
Naomi had a little. She had who BQ Naomi. She
Hey.
had a little fortune cookie. Said the lion
A fortune
doesn't
cookie.
roar when it's hunting.
Mm,
Had a what?
The lion doesn't roar when it's hunting.
that's profound.
Just think about that, Roy. Just
Yeah.
Let it marinate.
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 Big something
Marinate.
on this. That was this might get us
Upcoming
in trouble.
events.
Okay.
Upcoming events. We probably touched this a million times. I just want to give you, and you may not need it anymore.
No, we touched on it. AIDS Walk Atlanta and 5K Run, October
Yep.
16th in Piedmont Park. It's going to be an amazing time.
Give the website.
www.aidswalkatlanta.com. The free code, not the free, woo, the $5
$5
code. $5 code. It's
Holding
only,
out on the good code.
It's,
Right.
it's only good through 9/24, and also, like I said, there are contests coming along the way. AWARN16. Also, shout out to
Sign up for groups. If you're in a group of 6,
Group of
you get
6
into a lottery for a
enter-
$150 gift card to Top Golf.
Yep. BGR does have their conference, their race this weekend, 15 or 10K, 5K, 10K, 5K, I believe. That, to be honest, I've seen it. That's where a lot of all this started. So that's this weekend. I may not
Where's
be able to
that?
make it. Centennial Olympic Park, I believe. So Black Girls Run. Their races this weekend. Very fast race, Lightning downhill in Sandy Springs.
Mm.
Nice, good one.
Faster than Vinings?
Yes.
Wow.
Fast
Oh,
race.
yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, 10K, 5K. So, but A's Walk Atlanta and 5K Run, October 16th in Piedmont Park. Thank
Right.
you guys so much for the platform.
No
Yeah.
doubt. Thank you for
Yeah.
help hosting
Thanks
us.
for
Of course. Bringing
Uh,
cookies.
Someone told me to mention this before, so let me just go over all the ways that you can access us. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. www.realrunnersofatlanta.com.
Instagram.
YouTube.
YouTube.
realrunnersofatlanta.com. Instagram. realrunnersofatlanta.com.
Facebook live stream.
Were there any
Facebook live
any comments that we missed
No.
today?
No.
Okay.
So
They-
any
they
questions you
usually-
have, still send them to us if you want. Here's the key though, I mean, if it's questions for Maurya, you gotta like say it's for Maurya, we'll forward it to her, and maybe we'll mention the answer on the next show. Next week, I don't even want to say it because I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're going to have another surprise call-in guest, which should be pretty big, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I discussed it with y'all yet. Hey, we might have a big call-in guest for the next show.
He's always doing this too.
I know.
But I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. That's Real Runners of Atlanta. Oh, I guess I should play like the outro music. And hold on just a moment for the outro.
Y'all don't get offended by the name.
We got
And
cookies.
yes, and 48 is amazing.
I mean, because I had someone
Too late.
talk with me.
Oh, about real runners like fake, yeah.
Yeah, Real Runners
You guys
of
say that
Atlanta.
next time.
And actually, we were the final decision of making Real Runners.
Can I come
Because
in?
we were thinking about Runners of Atlanta, but we was afraid that someone would get intimidated by it.
Oh, gotcha.
So we had someone else to decide
He did.
who wasn't a runner. How you doing, Mo?
Okay, here.
Oh, yeah.
They're the fast ones in Atlanta.